Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. I am Monique. This is Monique Speaks and Reactions. And on this channel, we talk about a plethora of things, everything from current events to mental health and wellness, and just a healing process if you've been through some things in your life, okay? But this particular video, I want to talk about some of the mechanisms, okay, that the enemy uses as it relates to sowing of discord and gossip. So in this picture right here, you see some family members. They're all talking on the phone, and there's some people in the background and they're listening to the conversation. But the person on the phone doesn't know that there's others in the background, okay? That's like eavesdropping, and what some people will do is they'll do like a three-way call, meaning they'll have somebody already on the call with them, two people, but then they'll call a third party that is totally innocent and doesn't even know that there are two other people on the other phone, right, listening in. And a lot of times it's an attempt, because if you have a third person, somebody eavesdropping, you might try to elicit a conversation to, kind of lead somebody into a conversation to start to gossip or slander or say something or tell their business or something or introduce something into the conversation to get that person to start talking. Because to me, it is really disingenuous if you're on the phone with somebody and you're saying that you called them. Well, why don't you let the other person know that there's a third party on the phone, right? This is some of the things that some of the chatty patties and some of the sowers of discords in family do. They will literally call a third party who is unassuming, doesn't even know. They've already gotten on the phone together, right? And then they call a third party, but one of the parties on the phone doesn't say anything. So you have to be aware of Satan's devices, and be aware when somebody calls you out of the blue and you haven't heard from them, or if they start gossiping about someone or slandering somebody or leading into, so by the way, how's so-and-so? We're fine. We're doing good. We're great. How are you? And you keep, referring the conversation back to them. So this is another example here of this person is on the phone. The grandmother is even in on it. Here are like two sisters, I guess, and they have the phone on speaker, but the people that, that's on the phone don't know that there are other people listening. That's another way that they can do this. It's insidious. It's disgusting. People do this. They think you don't know, but all this stuff is coming out in the open. Okay. So this is a chatty patty. Another type is sows discord, because why would you not let the person know that there are other people in the background listening? Right. Then here, this is another way. She's telling the people around them to be quiet, but they can hear the conversation. And she might be leading this person on the phone here who's unassuming, doesn't know what's going on, into a conversation that may cause discord in the family, may cause maybe told this person something in private. And now you got even the older people. There's three people here. And this person on the phone doesn't know that these other people are there. That is really disingenuous. It's very evil. And this is what a lot of narcissists do. They play games with the telephone. They always like to do this, and I call these familiar spirits and monitoring spirits, because the bottom line, guys, is if you don't divulge anything to them and you're very curt and short, there's nothing to talk about. Now, they could lie and say you said something. That's where the smear campaign comes in, because they could lie and say, well, you know what, I spoke to her and she said such and such, and you really did. But in this particular case, if people call you, especially beware of people who call you after you haven't heard from them 6 months to a year. Now, they may very well be concerned and be, trying to catch up, but be warned when phone calls start to drop, they don't call you back. What other things happen when there's a third party on the phone? The call drops. They call you, right? They literally call you. And then if something happens and you try to call back, they can't get you on. You can't get them on the telephone, but then they want to call you back because they got to get that other third party on the phone. They can't get the third party on the phone if you call them back. and they pick up the phone. So it's that type of, I mean, it's these type of games that go on in relationships and families where they will literally, just to cause confusion, and they think that you don't know that they've been doing things like this for years. It's not right. It's not correct. It's not a situation where you want to be, but how you guard yourself against these type of things. Because a lot of times they try to entrap you and to get you to say certain things that you really shouldn't say. And you might feel comfortable with this person, or they might start saying stuff, and then you start opening up your mouth. I've done that before. I've had people call me and I've had my guard on. And I'm like, But then they get to a subject that's really very sensitive. And then I start opening up and then saying things. Be on the guard for that type of situation. As you start to heal, you won't be so emotional. And so when certain topics come up, if you're healing from it, you're like, well, that's something I really don't care to talk about. We could go on to another topic. You want to talk about somebody else, you want to talk about something else or another subject, but that's a subject that I really don't care to talk about, because I'm moved on from that. Glory to God. Hallelujah. God bless them. And I hope the Lord continues to bless them. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But these are things that you would think that teenagers would be doing, like the third party line. But as you can see, there are people even in their older age, even in their senior years, that are still getting on the phone, gossiping, doing three-ways, and you don't even know that there's somebody else on the phone. I stay away from group text. I don't like group text at all, because if somebody puts you in a group text, you can't get out of it. Somebody else has to take you out of the group text unless you change your number. And so I'm very wary of group text. I'm very, very wary when somebody puts me in group text without asking, or without telling me certain things. I'm very, very wary of group text, period. You know what I mean? So you guys, let me know. I'm going to try to keep my videos at least 9 to 10 minutes, because people's attention span is not really, really, really long anymore. And I like to do the shorter form videos, so where we can talk about them. You can listen to these as you're driving home, as you're cooking, cleaning. You don't have to constantly look at a screen. You could just listen to me talk from time to time. But yes, you got older people. Look at her. She's laughing and knowing daggone well, as an elder, she should be telling these two granddaughters of hers or her daughters, like, you shouldn't do that. And I'm not participating in this. But nope, she's right along with them with the gossip. And here's another one. She's like, shh, be quiet. She don't know. Listen to what she got to say. And we're going to lead her. And to me, that's like, it is so disgusting. It is not right. But there are people who still do this to this day. And they think that you don't know that they're doing it. The bad part about this is all of this exposure and what these people are doing, it comes out. And so some of the same things that they're doing, it's just going to reverse and go right back on them. But a lot of people are getting hip. We're no longer just sitting back and letting the enemy just do whatever, because the enemy, be honest with you, the enemy needs a vessel. He cannot do anything without us giving him legal rights. He needs a body. So he needs to use somebody to carry on his confusion, to steal, kill, and destroy. So he's going to use the vessel. It's always a vessel. There's a vessel to bless you and there's a vessel to curse you. And I'll do a video on that. It's always a vessel. Even with Jesus, the vessel, he used Judas to, the vessel, Judas was the vessel to dishonor and, Jesus Christ, and to turn against him. So he was the one, the vessel that was used. And actually Jesus knew that he was like, do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But he already knew a vessel needs to be used, guys. And that vessel is going to be a human being. And typically that vessel is going to be somebody you know. So y'all, let me know what you think about this video. Have you ever been caught up in a situation like this? Have you done something like this yourself? I've never had a three-way call where I had somebody and they didn't know. No, ma'am. No, sir. I don't play those type of telephone games. But there are people in this world, they use technology. They'll use their cell phones. This is back in the day with the old cord phones. But now this is currently with the cell phones, and they get that person on the phone. They be like, "Be quiet. I'm gonna ready to call him or her," and they lead you into conversations. You know what I'm saying? And has it happened to me? I'm gonna say no comment. But some people think that you don't know what they're doing, and you are very well aware of what these folks are doing. So anyway, y'all, like, share, subscribe, hit that little bell. Let me know down in the comments, has something like this happened to you? Did you find out about it? Because sometimes, the way the Lord is, he's going to expose all of this stuff. But the reason why they do it is to gossip, is to, just for nefarious reasons. It's not for good reasons. Why you can't tell somebody that there's a third party on the phone if you're doing the right thing? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, get down in the comments and let me know. Have you been a victim of something like this? Has this ever happened to you? Like, share, subscribe to Monique Speaks and Reactions, and I will see you on the next upload. Peace, and I'm out.